When you hear the name Muhammad Ali, what comes to mind? Probably the lightning-fast jabs, the incredible footwork, the greatest in the ring, right? But what if I told you his most significant victory, his greatest win, happened far away from the cameras and the cheering crowds?
You know, Ali himself kind of gave us a clue about what truly mattered to him with quotes like this. It suggests that his real power wasn't just in his punches, but in his vision, in his heart.
That's right. For nearly 2 decades, Ali was fighting a battle that absolutely no one knew about. No reporters, no prize money, no championship belt. So what on earth was this secret victory? Well, the whole story starts with a completely random moment at a stoplight.
Okay, so picture this. It's just a totally normal day. Ali is in the car with his daughter, Lila, driving her home from school. Just a dad and his daughter, nothing out of the ordinary.
They pull up to a red light, and a young girl named Catherine comes up to the car selling some toys and balloons. Ali, wanting to make Lila happy, calls her over. She tells him all her stuff is worth $60. Ali doesn't even hesitate. He buys everything she has, hands her a $100 bill, and drives off when the light turns green.
A simple, nice thing to do, right? End of story? Well, not quite. A few days go by and Ali happens to be driving down that same street. He sees Catherine and her sister again, but this time, something's different. Their father, who usually sat with them, is nowhere to be seen. So Ali pulls over, and he finds out that their dad has been in a really bad car accident and is now in the hospital. And just like that, the whole feeling changes. This isn't about selling toys anymore. This is a family in a real crisis. As Ali is talking to them, trying to offer some comfort, young Catherine looks up at him with tears in her eyes and says something that just changes everything. She tells him she wants to go to school, but her family just can't afford it.
Now you have to imagine what's going through Ali's head right then. He's looking at his own daughter, Lila, sitting right there next to him, who gets to go to school every single day. And then he looks at Catherine, a little girl who is desperate for that exact same chance. The contrast just hits him like a punch. He said it felt like his own daughter was the one asking for help.
And right there, in that moment, Ali makes a decision. A huge, life-changing decision. And it's one he's going to keep completely secret for the next 18 years.
He took the 2 girls, Catherine and her sister Georgina, and drove them straight to the hospital. He found their father, Saman, and promised him he would take care of everything. He said he would pay for both girls' education, not through a charity, but directly from his own pocket. And he made sure their dad got the best medical care possible.
And get this wasn't just a one-time check. This was a full-on commitment that lasted for 18 years. The only people on the planet who knew were Ali, the family, and one single teacher at the school. For almost 2 decades, he would quietly show up and pay for whatever they needed. And all that quiet support? It worked. Big time. He saw both sisters all the way through school, then college, and then university. After graduating, Catherine landed a fantastic job at a company that made lenses. The family was finally secure.
Now, the story could have just ended there, right? A beautiful, private act of generosity that nobody ever knew about. But years later, Catherine's company is holding a big ceremony to celebrate her promotion, and she invites Muhammad Ali to be her special guest. So during the ceremony, Catherine's boss gets up to speak, and he shares something truly incredible. He reveals that for the last 2 years, Catherine herself had been secretly paying the school fees for 4 of her own coworkers who were having a hard time. Hearing this, Catherine is just overcome with emotion and starts to cry. And for the very first time in 18 years, she points to her guests in the audience and the secret comes out. She tells everyone that the only reason she was standing there, the only reason she could ever help anyone else, was because of this one man. The whole room just erupts. Ali gets up from his chair, walks over to Catherine, who is just sobbing, and gives her a hug. And what does he say in this huge moment? He just humbly says, "I am not the one who provides for you. I am only a means. The one who truly provides is above." And this is where the story, for me, becomes something even more. Ali's single secret act didn't just change one family's life, it actually created a ripple effect, a beautiful chain reaction of kindness. Just think about the math here for a second. Ali supported 2 sisters. One of those sisters, Catherine, was so inspired that she turned around and supported 4 more people. His investment didn't just pay off, it multiplied.
What this story really shows us is this simple but incredibly powerful recipe for creating a real legacy. It all starts with one act of kindness. That act transforms a life. And then that person, that transformed person, feels the need to pay it forward. And boom, that's how a legacy is truly built.
You know, one of the sources for this story used this beautiful metaphor. It said that Muhammad Ali lit a single lamp in the dark. But he didn't just give light to one family. He handed them a flame of their own. And with that flame, they've now gone on to light 4 more lamps.
And that just leaves us with this one big question, doesn't it? This wasn't a victory won for a title. This was a victory for humanity, one in total silence. And it really makes you think, if this is what happened from just one secret act of kindness, how many lamps could any of us light if we just decide to?